President Biden has a complicated and risky mission in Israel today. In meetings with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he has to, on the one hand, reassert America's staunch support of Israel while also trying to negotiate aid and ease the suffering in an increasingly dire situation in Gaza. The key flashpoint in all of that is Rafah. That's where Gaza meets Egypt in the south. There's a gate there. On one side of the border, thousands of Gazans are desperately trying to flee. And on the other, there are crucial supplies backed up and not being allowed through. Chris Livesay reports now on the situation there and how Egypt is handling it.
The last exit out of Gaza, blocked. Thousands of Palestinians caught in a bottleneck at the Rafah gate, hungry, thirsty,
these people here,
and exasperated.
these people here live. It's not life.
Among them, up to 60 U.S. passport holders, according to the State Department, like Susan Basiso from Utah.
I feel like I'm betraying my family and my friends. I'm leaving them behind. I don't know what's going to happen to them. I don't know if they're going to be okay. I don't know if I'm going to ever see them again.
On the other side, Egypt, where security forces fear they could be overwhelmed by a human stampede, says former Egyptian lawmaker and Israel expert Emad Gad.
You have two choices. Number one, to try to prevent them and shoot them.
And shoot them?
Yeah. In order to prevent them, you must to use arms.
Could Egypt do that?
No. This is one choice. I think it's impossible. The second choice, that Egypt can allow for them to enter for a temporary time.
But then there's no guarantee.
There is no guarantee according to historical experience.
He points to the millions of Palestinians living in Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan for decades, temporary camps turned permanent. Egypt must also brace for potential violent extremists among the refugees crossing its border. This after Egypt in recent years waged war in the Sinai Peninsula with its own jihadist insurgency, linked to Hamas and right at the Gaza border. A border with a vast network of tunnels used by Hamas to feed its deadly arsenal. There's little to stop terrorists from blending in with civilians entering Egypt, he warns.
The Egyptian will be afraid from this scenario. That's why Egypt doesn't open the Rafah gate to pass the Palestinians.
Despite Egypt and Israel fighting repeated wars in the last century, the two countries now enjoy normalized relations. Egypt has even served as a peacemaker between Israel and Hamas in recent conflicts. For now, there is a plan underway to allow some Gazans with foreign passports to go out in exchange for foreign aid to come in, like these trucks idling in Egypt. But as Israel and its neighbors work out the terms, Israeli strikes targeting Hamas continue, including here at the border with Egypt, killing civilians in the crossfire.
But there's still a chance that gate will open. Egypt is enduring a massive economic crisis and is under mounting pressure to accept financial incentives, perhaps from the United States, in order to accept a deal. The president of Egypt is speaking by phone with President Biden later today. For CBS Mornings, Chris Livesay, Cairo.